Apple iPad Mini 2. The Apple iPad Mini 2 still has a 7.9 screen with a 4:3 aspect ratio, but the resolution has quadrupled to 1536 x 2048 pixels and the pixel density has doubled to 324 ppi. The chipset was another part where the iPad Mini lagged behind with a lowly dual-core Cortex-A9 processor. Apple has used its own Apple A7 chipset with ARMv8-based Cyclone cores, a couple of generations ahead of A9. The RAM was doubled to 1 GB and the GPU got a major boost too and is a PowerVR SGX6 series. The M7 Motion coprocessor is on board too. The Touch ID rumors didn't pan out and the Mini 2 has a regular home button. The Apple iPad Mini 2 runs iOS 7 out of the box, of course, and will come in 16, 32, 64 GB built-in storage. Color options are just silver and white and space gray and black. As usual there will be Wi-Fi and 3G, LTE versions. The Apple iPad Mini 2 will be available in November starting at $399, which is notably higher compared to the $339 starting price of the first iPad Mini last year. The original iPad Mini will be kept alive at $299. Apple iPad Air. The Apple iPad Air brings a new name, new design and more power. It received the new Apple A7 chipset along with the M7 Motion coprocessor. The other major upgrade is the design. It's based on the iPad Mini and has narrower bezels, 43% smaller, that make the tablet easier to handle. Other than that you get a 9.7 IPS LCD screen with 1536 x 2048 pixel as before. The iPad Air didn't get the Touch ID sensor either, but we doubt anyone will miss it. The tablet is 20% thinner and now measures just 7.5 mm, thinner than the iPad 2. The weight also went down from 653 grams down to 469 grams. The Apple iPad Air will be available on November 1 starting at $499. Apple updated its popular iPad, making the device thinner and lighter and giving it a new name, the iPad Air. The company also updated its iPad Mini, adding a Retina display and its A7 processor that boosts processing 4-fold and graphics 8-fold. The 9.7-inch device weighs only 1 pound versus 1.4 pounds for its predecessor. The iPad Air is 20% thinner at 7.5 mm, and the bezel is 43% smaller. It also includes Apple's new 64-bit A7 processor, as well as its M7 Motion processor and a Retina display. The iPad Air will start at $499 for the 16 GB Wi-Fi version, the same price as the earlier model. It will be available November 1. Apple boosted the price of its iPad Mini to $399 from the original device's starting price of $329. However, it will sell the older version of the smaller tablet for $299. The new iPad Mini also will hit the market in November. Apple debuted the A7 chip in the iPhone 5s, which was released last month. The A7 is the first 64-bit chip for mobile, which has benefits such as faster processing and graphics. It also gives Apple more flexibility to build ARM-based PCs if it chooses to embrace an alternative to Intel's x86 chips. While Apple still sells a truckload of iPhones and iPads, the fate of its continued growth is a little less certain. The Cupertino, California, company may have invented the modern generation of touch-screen devices, but it faces stiff competition from companies unafraid to offer dirt-cheap, but functional, phones and tablets. Globally, Apple has been losing market share to Android devices, particularly from Samsung. Apple remains the world's biggest tablet vendor, but Android rivals have been catching up. In the second quarter, Apple's iPad shipments fell 14% and its market share fell to 32% from 60% in the year earlier period, according to IDC. Samsung, its top rival with 18% market share, saw its shipments about quadruple for the third period in a row. Overall, Android made up 63% of shipments in the second quarter. Watch more latest videos, subscribe LOL Tech Media or visit Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.